Okie dokie. So what we have here, right here, is a bathroom vanity sink faucet, one that's tall enough to go over this. Now this is a custom order from Lowe's. Took about a week to get it in, but it's here, and I got this sink and it's gonna go over it, but I gotta make a hole. There's no hole because this is also a custom vanity. And this was under $20. I have that in my framing carpentry playlist if you want to check that out. And we're gonna have to put the two customs together in a custom. So let's customize. And let's go to the shop and I'll show you what you need. Here is everything out of the box, and the sink is not set yet. I just have a rough opening. So there's your sink faucet, your drain, some plumber's putty, and some Teflon tape. I have this drill and drill bit to drill a hole through the wood, and some channel locks here. So first thing I'm going to do is take this out and set it down there. And you can see there's a 2x4 or a 2x6 running right here. That's what the sink sets on. There's another one running down right here. And like I said, you can see how I built this. But there's a little space in between this 2x6 and there's another 2x6 right here. So I'm going to drill a hole right in between there. And this is big enough. This is 1.25 inches. This is big enough for my faucet. All faucets are basically the same. You can look at your instruction manual, I guess. There's a couple of pieces that are going to be different around these areas sometimes, but they're pretty self-explanatory. You'll see they're all going to be basically just like this one. Okay. So what turned into drilling that hole turned into a hole deal because the drill bit was not working. It was dull. So I had to use two smaller ones, and I got this drilled out, and I put the sink. You want to set the sink down to make sure it fits, which it did not. Now it does, obviously. I'm setting the sink setting in right here. The faucet has room to wiggle around, just a little bit of wiggle room, and it's not right up against the sink. So this all looks good. My faucet is not in the way of anything whenever I'm spinning it and turning it on and off. And you see how there's a little bit of wiggle. And I did use a Sawzall and this drill to do all this. But if you have a 1 1/4 inch bit, you wouldn't have needed to do all that. So this all fits. Okay. All I've done is remove the sink, drill this hole. I've taken off the two nuts and these two pieces off the bottom because those are what's going to hold this sink up really tight. So let's set these supply lines down through and make sure that these bolts go through as well. There's this little trim tape piece right here, and it's going to go right there. And then we will set the sink, and you can silicone the sink down or whatever you want to do. Okay, so the sink's going to go right here. That's going to go right there. That's how I got to this point with these tools, drilling out this hole and just setting that in there and removing these pieces. Now I'm going to take you underneath and let you see what it looks like from the underside. Underneath the sink now, you can see here's my pipes. I've got these two, a blue and a red, and they have these little cap things on them. Well, I'm just gonna take those off. Just like that. Okay, I just let those come off of there. And these were too short. These are connected to that faucet, but if you don't have them connected to your faucet, you'll go buy them like these. And they have two different ones. I had to get the 3/8 to the 3/8. and there's a picture and it says faucet on there. It'll say toilet on a toilet one, but they also have a 1/2 inch to a 3/8 inch. So they have different ones, and it makes it real easy. So anyway, these that I got here, these are the extensions, because it's 3/8 to 3/8. So I'm going to connect onto this because that's a 3/8 inch. I have to take off this female piece, and we have to take off this end and this end, and it's 3/8 to 3/8. And I took off these off of those so that they'll fit on there, and we're extending these. So just keeping you all in the loop here. But if you didn't need to go as far as I do and you weren't short, you could connect these directly onto that if it's long enough. I'm putting my faucet in a strange area. That's why I'm doing these extension pieces, 3/8 to 3/8. And I'll show you what this looks like. I'm going to set you down on my little tripod. Up here, all that's happened up there, I forgot to mention what we did here. There's that hole I drilled, and all I did was put these two pieces, these two nuts right here, come off. These little gold pieces on that bolt, on that silver bolt, those come off of there. And these two supply lines are connected also to that sink up above. The only thing I did was put the black washer in this little metal piece, this little moon shaped thing. That's the little metal piece that's holding up against this wood with these two bolts. So that's all I've done. It's real simple, just those two pieces and these two bolts, and you stick your faucet through the hole. And if you have a double faucet or whatever, you would just drill 2 holes or 3 holes or wherever you need to drill those, big enough to put these nuts on. And some nuts are bigger than other nuts, so keep that in mind. Okay, so here we are down here, and we got to connect it to right here. I've removed these, and we're going to connect it. Here's the little supply lines that I bought. I'm going to remove that end like I said there, and remove this other one as well. Now, I'm going to connect the male end into the female, and put the Teflon on the same way that you're screwing the other piece. Okay, so I want the tape to go around this way. Go around a few times. Okay, now the threads are covered with this stuff, and we're gonna connect it righty-tighty, lefty-loosey, and I'm spinning the nut end. I'm gonna do it hand tight at first. Okay, same thing on this other one. Okay, now we're gonna go over to this end. Okay, now we're going to connect these righty-tighty. And this is just the other end of the supply line. And I'm going to go hand tight. Okay, I'm hand tight. Now I'm going to use these channel locks. Alright, that's tight enough. I've got it tight, but not cranking it so tight that it breaks everything. Okay,
right there. That's tight enough. Now, back up here again. Okay. We need to go righty-tighty up here. Up, way up, out of the way. And I'm going to tack those on with plumbing, 1/2-inch plumbing little deals. And we may not even need to. I can probably want to tack them up with something. Get them up out of the way. That way nobody wants to mess with them, or somebody doesn't crawl under here, a kid or an animal in the future or anything. And this way they're out of the way and they're connected. All I gotta do is turn those on now. But let's check our bolts first, because I know I did not tighten these bolts up here. Those 2 gold bolts, I need to use these channel locks up there and tighten those down. So I'm going to do that, and then I'll be right back with you before we turn the water on. Supply line's hooked up from here all the way around, all 3/8 all the way up to that custom faucet up there, and those 2 nuts, those 2 little nuts. And then yeah, down here there is a little shut off, and all we need to do now is we need to turn it on. And I don't have hot water yet, but bear with me. And turn the cold on. Ooh. Slowly, right there. Okay, it's on. They're both on. And after that, there's no leaks. We're checking for leaks. No water. No water. No water. No water. No water. No water anywhere. There's no water. So what we need to do now is we need to, oh wow, there's no drain. And no hot.
Hopefully this video is helpful.
I'm actually catching most of the water. Oof, most of it. Got quite a bit of water on the freaking wall. Oh well. I'll buff it up. I'm gonna get my hair dryer on that. But we got the vid. This video was helpful in any way. Go ahead and like it. Subscribe to my channel if you like home improvement. I'm going to get this cleaned up. But we got water. And like I said, I'm going to be making a video on that drain kit right there. That's what that plumber's putty is for. I'm going to actually probably break this into 2 videos because of how long it's getting. So, stay close. I'm going to show you how to hook it all up.